Bryce lied, Zach tried, Dylan cried, Casey and that's all I got to say about that. That's all that was going on in this episode, to be real. But it's Trent B, one half of the reality TV couple, with me and my wife Tori, where we react to TV shows from trashy to classy. Right now, she's doing Love at the Lockup, so y'all go check her out on there. She's doing a great job. I feel like this episode was really boring, considering it's supposed to be movie night 2.0, but the movie night was pretty much another 10 minutes. And this was very produced. I feel like this season is showing to be as produced as last season. And I think it's just because some of these people are so unhinged, they can't act like normal human beings or normal adults. Because the Corbin video is really strange because KC was a strong supporting actor in it. It was like Corbin and KC, like Brian and D Wade when they was part of the Heatles. They was throwing lobs to each other. And it's like, I thought this was supposed to be Corbin's edit. I thought this was supposed to be client number 2, but we still talking about client number 1. It's strange. And it's like, why is KC still getting blasted? My client would like a word. Can we please have a sidebar? We need some of this stuff stricken from the record. This is getting outrageous. Either way, though, client number 2, aka Corbin, real ninja to the end. He was like, but that's how I feel. And it's like, that's really all it takes. And that's why people respect him so much. That's why they just let him do what he want to do, because it's just real. All that other stuff doesn't need to be said. And that's why I feel like KC gets in trouble a lot, because he really wants to be a good guy. And I think these people are taking and twisting him all kinds of ways, and it's making him be something that he's not. Because, like he said to Anaya, she finally, thank God, she finally let him talk and let him get his feelings out. And he pretty much was saying that she kept pushing him to a certain way. And instead of taking it out on her in a negative way, he just vented to his people. And it wasn't the right way. Honestly, I don't know how he could have got that to her. Maybe he could have slowed her down and maybe talked to her at a different time. But you could tell he wants to do right. That's why at the end he still apologized, even though I still don't think he did nothing that wrong that's worth apologizing for. I think production told him that he should. I told him that it's best for his image. And it's fine. He can do what he want to do. But KC, part of the Corbin clip, once again, the comment about him being more attracted to TT than Anaya. And now let's go to the second part of the 3 parts of the movie night. We got Kenzie's Corner. I hated it because it's really just them showing her playing Caleb, but the way they handled her with so much empathy and care, and it's like, I don't know how I feel. It's like, what the fuck is this? Why is she getting such a sad girl edit? This shit is weird. She played so many dudes in that villa. God damn, she play all day, and they treat her like she's the victim. It's like, damn, bro, why y'all ain't do that shit to KC? Why y'all ain't give him Billie Eilish and the Barbie soundtrack? Why y'all ain't give him that? That shit was weird. Or give it to Anaya, however you want to look at it. Damn, the way they be handling these white people on this show is wild. I don't understand it. Kenzie is not a victim. She's not dumb. She doesn't not know how to move in the village. She just didn't give a fuck. And is that okay? Can that be a possibility? She just didn't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. She only wanted to do what she wanted to do. And Caleb is a perfect pawn because he's a good boy who's going to just say the right things. And even at the end, when he called her out, it still was very nice and gentlemanly. So Caleb's the exact person who face you could play in. And it's like, from the photos, Kenzie was a horn dog. We thought, no notes. And with the girls, now you see why she's on the outside. I can feel like the girls is kind of pushing her slowly to the outside. They want to have her closer because she's cool, she's fun, but they got their eyes on her for real. They give her the, and I don't know how. She's a white girl. What is it? I thought that was so strange. And it's Dylan. He says all these things, and then he's doing something completely different. At least he said that he's going to fold when he gets in the bed with her, but he's talking a little bit of shit about Kenzie behind her back. I feel like this is a replaying over and over again. And he said some kind of comment at breakfast about how he feels like he's kissing half the guys in the villa or something like that. Hey, these is facts, but you still going back to her. Strange. Once again, a simp dies 1,000 deaths. So your punishment, brother, your penance is going to be, as soon as a hot guy comes in there, somebody probably with dark features, she's going to be all over them. And you're going to be sitting there crying again with no tears. Trust me, brother, that's your future. But it don't matter. Dylan will probably still be back after a good cry. Don't understand it. And the sincere Rico was super funny because we thought it was a male edit, but they hit a little switcheroo. It started with Mel playing a little bit, just going through the motions, doing this little emotionless kiss with Super Veneer Man, right? Then it turns out to be, but wait, we got something else for you. It was the sincere 2.0, crazy. And real talk, the Amora situation, Amora handled herself and articulated herself very well. So that's why they didn't have no smoke for her, rightfully so. And realistically, again, I could tell by how Melanie's having all these words, doing all the screaming at him. She'll probably take him back. If he acts right, if a bombshell comes in, pulls sincere, and he resists that temptation, she'll take him back. But we're not going to let that happen because at the recoupling, they need to get dumped because they're not together. They're on the rocks. That'll be the OG couple that can go home for real. And it's like, I could tell Sincere was feeling like he was cool. He was in the clear. But then they hit the switcheroo and they brought him back to the stand. He was emerged back into the movie night. Crazy work, bruh. And he just shows all the narcissistic traits, right? Because he acted like he was sad and he was really sorry and he was gonna take accountability. But hell nah. That boy tried to flip it on her again. He brought up some shit with Corbin, and I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. Half the people there probably didn't know what the hell he was talking about. My wife had to be like, yeah, he's talking about when she did the ping pong thing from the bed challenge on episode 6. You bringing up something from episode 6, bro. That was like 3 weeks ago. That's what you trying to pull? That's how you know he don't got shit. And that's what made her stand up because it was so ridiculous. It's like, bro, just take your pound of flesh. But I thought it was funny he did, and I'm glad he did that because that showed that people who was trying to defend Sincere and why he doesn't get more smoke look foolish. Because the whole thing with them was like, oh, he at least acts honest and acts like he takes it and takes account of. Does he really? Because he tried to do something like that with Soul when he didn't like that heat on him. So y'all starting to see he's a piece of shit all around. I wouldn't mind seeing him go home with Mel. And Mel, you need to watch out for Anaya. Don't listen to nothing else she says. She gives terrible advice. My only question is it on purpose or is it on accident? Does Misery love company or is she that much of a friend of Sincere? It's really strange. Are you playing a long game to get with Sincere at the end or something? Honestly, Sincere would probably rather drink bleach than to be with Big Dog. That's what I think. And speaking of Anaya, it was really weird when she came up and apologized to KC. Not weird that she did it, but it was just weird how she did it. And then the stuff she said after. I think production was like, hey, come here. Yeah, that stuff you did to KC, that was really crazy. And they tearing you up on threads about it. They're saying you're being aggressive, you're being abusive, you're kind of like Serena 2.0, and you don't want that baby girl. Please, can you go apologize to KC? And she went up there, rushed it, broke up the boys, chat and everything to apologize. So the reason I feel that way is because later on she was talking to the girl saying she don't feel bad for KC. And it's like, you don't have to feel bad for him. Just respect him. Just treat him like a human. But I think it's telling that that's the first time she's actually taking accountability. And we're on episode 26. It's probably over 3 weeks that we've been in the villa. And that's the first time I've actually heard her be like, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll take accountability. And she's done some shit in here. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, she's done a lot of shit in here. That's very much a problem that y'all have to understand. And Zach and Kato, real quick, it's a lie by omission, right? Technically. But to guys, this is basically crying over spoiled milk. To girls, they're going to dwell on some shit just to be upset, just to have a fight. And the reason I say that is because 2 minutes later, Kata is back on him, kissing him, can share a bed with him. And they probably French ride again. What the fuck was this even about? And it's like Anaya had a good convo with Carl. They seemed like they was rocking. And then what does she do? She goes and starts talking about KC again. Again, I'm going to have to tell you, like I told people in the past, if you keep bringing up my client's name, we're going to have to hit you with a cease and desist. Because the way you and Trinity keep dragging his name through the mud is uncalled for, man. It's really uncalled for. Speaking of a Trinity, I seen on threads and I noticed it, but didn't notice it when it was happening. They cut Trinity's mic. She didn't really have a lot of stuff to say, or they cut her parts out. So I think they're really trying to save that little funky 100,000 out for her and Bryce. Because if you notice in the edits, Bryce is giving everybody good advice, and he didn't have no cuts. He didn't have no edits because Soul said he pulled Kato several times after getting turned down. And also, he said little stuff about Trinity early on that should have been brought to Trinity's attention, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to fuck up the harmony. Why is that? Any other couple in there, they was fucking with it a little bit, but they didn't do nothing on Bryce. That was really strange. I know what y'all doing. Y'all not getting that money. Y'all not Nicolandria 2.0. I'll repeat. Y'all are not Nicolandria 2.0. Y'all could kill it. She's not Nicolandria, and you damn sure not Nikki Vance. Cut it out. Nicolandria handled herself with so much class and poise. Trinity could only hope to do that, right? It's ridiculous. And it's like Dylan being a simping goofy because all this for Kenzie, banana split. But then again, Kenzie hadn't hit the splits in a little while, man. She ain't having much fun. Bring some fun back in the villa so my girl can hit the splits and I can talk about her. But Caleb, I like his thought process on the Jaden thing because I think the stuff she's saying to the girl, she's probably conveying it to him a little bit, which some follow that thought process, brother. It's a reason you feel that way, right? He didn't even hear Jaden's complaints, but he still felt something was off. And it's like, Jaden, you're the female Gaul. It finally hit me. You and Gaul should be thanking y'all lucky stars y'all was brought into this villa because y'all both are weak, chat and physically. But y'all still play like y'all are top players. Y'all are bench players, but y'all playing like y'all are max players. And it's weird. Like, what are y'all talking about? Half the time I'll be forgetting Jaden's in there. You don't get no edits. You don't give no looks like that. Why do you think you could do better than Caleb? Caleb is a solid dude. It's really weird that she's playing him like that. And both of them should be happy that they're even able to breathe a breath in that villa right now. They're on their last legs. And the biggest issue is because they're not doing enough eliminations. They haven't done enough eliminations because it's only been like 3 people that's went home. And it hasn't been anybody that's went home since Gaul and Soul. Y'all know how long ago that was? That was a long freaking time ago. And it's only been 6 bombshells. We need something new here because it's too many people in that goddamn villa. Male convo with Bryce, very disappointing, but expected. She's talking her way to bringing Sincere back. She's working it out in her head, trying to see how she could do it. She wants to do it. She just doesn't want to look foolish. So she's trying to figure out a way to do that without looking stupid. There's no way to do it, baby girl. Just take him back and let him cheat in peace. Real quick, Parmesan and Corbin, really, really silly conversation because it's like, how y'all close off and y'all know each other like that? Does she know he's mixed? Does she know he's Jamaican and Chinese? What do y'all know about each other? And it's like she says she wants to get deeper with Corbin, and he slaps her on her ass and kisses her. That's about as deep as he wants to get with you, girl. But that's that young boy you say you wanted, right? You say he was mature, but you're dealing with a boy that maturity is just smacking on your ass all the time. Very sexual. And then finally, I was happy Casey, client number one, was able to articulate himself, and it was appreciated. I'm happy he's able to articulate himself, get his thoughts out. It was appreciated. I did feel like the way she was looking at him was strange. It was a very weird look. Like, I got my eye on you with that. You better not be trying to come around and fuck up what he got going on with TT, because you know TT don't play. She's up to something, right? And he was over it. He was like, he couldn't even look her in the face. He was just looking straight ahead. And for her, she seems a lot happier. Notice she has somebody on her line, aka safety. Peep my drift. But all in all, man, this episode was a calm before the storm. We're gonna see a lot of crying, a lot of slow singing and flower bringing tomorrow night. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I know they cutting off two couples. Y'all tell me y'all bottom two couples below. Tell me why you think it's Jaden and Caleb, and also why you think it's Gal and Jen. But I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. And y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk soon.